This video contains the following and I think I need a new microphone. T on the Movements of the Earth is a very Christian anime animated by mad people from Madhouse. This half historical 95% fiction anime is inspired from real life events where long time ago the geocentric model was the solar system model that had been accepted by society, and people who question the fact will be labeled as heretics and will become well done stakes for society or entertainment for the church. In this anime, you will be witnessing bright, gifted and intellectual police people who are on their suffering to develop a theory that might shock the entire world because being smart is a privilege and not for peasants. A theory about a solar system model that is not only accurate but also precise to what they believe as the truth because it's backed up with real sources by risking their lives at stake just to tell the world that the earth can walk, rotate, and it's a cute anime girl. The story sets in 15th century in P Kingdom or Poland inspired, starting with a now torturing scene where there is a prodigy kid named Rafa who has a deep interest in astronomy and is having a good life with good reputation because he is on easy mode. He is then met with an astrologer Hubert who is labeled as a heretic for doing illegal research that isn't really illegal. Hubert discovers that Rafa is also doing astronomy and he is amazed by Rafa's observation report so much that he blackmails Rafa and forces him to help Hubert with his research. Hubert then introduces Rafa to his work that opposes the church's teaching. The theory that opposes that is called heliocentric model. After hearing that, Rafa's live reaction to the information is that it's a stupid theory until the earth went tsundere and forced him to do the Indian backflip. Just like a bad apple fell down onto Newton's head, Rafa discovered that such profound and beautiful theory exists, and this accident pushes Rafa into the rabbit hole of heliocentric model, and at the same time wishing that he will not meet Pyro from Team Fortress 2. At the time, I didn't know this anime exists until people on the internet brought this to my attention, saying how underrated and masterpiece this anime is, including a Thai person that's into a trashy, messed up romance anime, saying that it was peak, and since it's about planets, why not? Solar system is cool. The story itself isn't complicated because the story in a nutshell is just some scholars creating another solar system model based on their own observation and knowledge and publish it if possible so that they can do ace controlling on each other. And for whatever reason, the church hates the theory because it is against the Bible somehow. It might sound like a very light and simple storyline, but the dialogues between characters and philosophical aspects in this anime are something that make this anime great. The characters in this anime are both people with heavy balls of steel, questioning a taboo in a society that is ruled by the church orthodox. Who are these courageous people? Why are they abiding in heaven? And how well cooked they will be? Starting from a two-faced kid whose philosophy is to live rationally, ignores irrational emotions such as pulling for my waifu, and makes reasonable decisions like investing in gun plus. But ironically has a deep interest in astronomy for a reason, and even to the point of facing his very own philosophy that has given him an easy life. I can't talk much about Rafa anything else than he's an interesting character that influences the next generation of heliocentrism, and it's a shame that I can't know more about him because I can only watch him for 3 chapters. But for just 3 chapters, I can understand his character, obsession, and his development really well. It feels like reading a very good one-shot manga. Then we are introduced to Okuzny and Bardeni. How do you spell his name, Polish people? Okuzny is a very pessimistic person who believes that there's nothing good on Earth and it's a place full of suffering, filled with corruption and rats in suits. He has no hope for Earth and wishing to go to heaven for salvation. Along his journey, he meets a clergyman named Bardeni who has an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and a bit of an ass. He believes that he is granted a big brain from God and thinks that he's destined for a great purpose. Together, a better peasant and a not very Christian-friendly clergyman join band together to perfecting the perfect theory so that they can publish it and make money and fame out of it. Now, as much as I enjoy Rafa's short story, I also enjoy watching Okuzny and Bardeni's story. The reason for that personally is because Okuzny is a flawed character that I couldn't help but wanted to see him thrive, growing to be a better person. Among other characters, I sympathize to him the most and I wanted to see how he solves his problems. Like, dude can see eyeballs staring at him from the sky. That's scary. And seeing him progress to be better and trying to have hope for Earth and himself is pleasing to watch. Bardeni, on the other hand, is this smart jerk character that you should hate but you just can't because sometimes he's right about a certain something. There's this one scene where he said that a low socioeconomic person like Okuzny should not be taught how to read and write because that will bring chaos by spreading misinformation, and those low socio-economic peasants should be glad that they can't read and write. Well, he's not really wrong about that because Twitter exists. Bardeni here is a true definition of a gatekeeper made from Titan's flesh and bones. Then we meet Draka, who has a different motive and perspective than previous characters. Her involvement in this cause is because she can get rich by doing this. She believes that with lots of money, she can attain peace and money solves almost everything. Draka's story feels different than previous ones because it isn't really about heliocentrism anymore. It's about Draka who's going to deliver the final states of heliocentrism, and at the same time to do so, meeting people who have different beliefs and convictions than her. Most people could say that this arc is very deep, and the conversations are getting more philosophical that makes you think deep with the deep. And finally, there's Arabelle, who I won't gonna talk about because you should watch it yourself. Apart from those four, there are Jorenta, Schmitz, and other characters who also have important roles to play, and despite being just side characters, they are also as memorable and enjoyable as those four. Facing against a gruesome, unforgiving hell from a man that's going to become their worst nightmare. Noah. This motherfucker has the most enormous, suffocating aura for a normal person, even more than Sun Jinwoo, the aura farmer himself. A man so calm, efficiently effective, peaceful looking yet dangerously intimidating, voiced by the man that dubbed Blue Eyes Dragon Lover. You know that this man is someone that you shouldn't be messing around with. Now, into the entertainment of this anime, a part of what makes this anime popular, that is conversation. I can't believe that I can be entertained by listening to people having a discussion about their beliefs. Each of them has their own beliefs and ideas of what they think is right for them based on their life experiences and knowledge. And everyone could agree and disagree with them because there's no absolute right and wrong answer about this. You are listening to one side giving their thoughts about a certain topic and they are cooking some gourmet shit. Then you're listening to other side saying no, that's bullshit, and reply with their thoughts, and they are wok hang that makes a certain uncle when they keep going, delving and demanding reasoning of those thoughts, and in the end, nobody reached the conclusion. But even if they don't agree with each other initially, that conversation will pop up in their heads, and it influences them, questioning if their own beliefs are really right for them. When the time is right, they will understand, and glad that they do, because it has proven to have a value that they can agree on, and not just a blind belief, even if that means that they are wrong on one of their beliefs. Being wrong is not a bad thing sometimes. There are lots of discussions that I really like, such as Okasne and Bardeni's discussion about whether random people should have access to edit Bardeni's Wikipedia article, and Draka and Schmidt's debate whether God exists or not, and the fact that they are not trying to push their ideologies and beliefs at each other's throats and just edit it at stalemate without taking it personally. It's just something that everyone, including myself, need. All on the surface might be about proving the earth is moving, but there is a lot we can learn from this anime, and there is a reason why people wanted this anime to win at least an award or two. Some people learn the dangerousness of blind belief, some learn that everyone has their own traumatization, some learn that you should shut the f up before you talk, and some learn that there's a heavy price to pay to spread the truth. All of this from an anime that is about proving the earth is moving around the sun. And lastly, if this video ever got monetized, a big if that is, 10% of the profits will be given to Potoski, or I can act as Bardeni and Potoski can suck my poor ass ass. Hello everyone, thank you for watching. I apologize that it took me a year to make this half-baked review. I have none to blame else than my laziness and gacha games. Just in case, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And to those who have already subscribed, thank you. I have no idea why you would subscribe to this channel, but I would be lying if I said that I don't feel happy about it. Once again, thank you, and I apologize for the late upload. See you next year. Bye bye.